Greetings, everyone. Pete Pardo here from Comic Book Geezers. Welcome to another episode of Inside the Cover. Hope you all had a great Thanksgiving for all of our friends here in the States. Today we're going to go back in time, way back in time, to another oldie but goodie from the Fantastic Four, Marvel's The Fantastic Four, the world's greatest comic magazine, issue number 35, Calamity on the Campus. Have we got a treat for you? Wow, enough said. There we have, as you can see, the Fantastic Four battling Dragon Man. That's right. Key alert, first appearance of Dragon Man right here in issue number 35, which was published in 1965. This is a February 1965 issue here. Stan Lee wrote it. Jack Kirby drew it. Chick Stone did the inks. Artie Simic did the lettering. So, as you can imagine, this is a pretty old issue, so I'm going to be very gentle with it here. But look at this RCA Real Tone Radio. Transistor radio, 1995. Worldwide reception. Gotta love it. Satisfaction guaranteed. All right, so the fabulous Fantastic Four run into Calamity on the Campus, introducing the sinister surprise of the year, Dragon Man, plus a great guest villain from Out of the Perilous Past. So here we have, I'll read this, is a pretty cool issue here. It's a big day for State U when Reed Richards, its most brilliant alumnus, arrives to deliver a lecture, bringing his fellow Fantastic Four members with him. If you've nothing better to do right now, what say we join him? What say we? Let's do that. So, here we have Sue saying, it's every bit as lovely as Reed said it would be. Ben says, I used to knock him dead when I was in the glamour pants of the gridiron here. Boy, what a tackle I could be now. Johnny says, Reed's a great guy and all that, but I hope I can stay awake during his lecture. Like he's thinking that. Wow, look, it's Mr. Fantastic's arm is stretching. Yeah, look at him. I want to dig Sue Storm before she turns invisible. Reed's like, my old alma mater. It's great to be back again. Someone call the dean alert. The photographers, the Fantastic Four, just landed. Welcome to State, sir. Okay, Marvelophiles, this is all the introduction you're going to get. We've got a lot of story to tell, so let's go on and flip the page, and away we go. So basically, Reed, of course, is being looked at like the conquering hero, right? The great alumnus who became Mr. Fantastic, leads the Fantastic Four. They've got all sorts of stuff they want to show him on campus, meet some really important people and scientists and professors. And then look at the bottom. Look who's there. Professor X, Charles Xavier, right? From the X-Men. Of course, X-Men pretty brand new at the time. So... Oh, I'm leaving so soon, Professor Xavier? I thought you might stay to hear Mr. Richards' lecture. I'd like to, Dean Mencken, but I have other matters to attend to. Thank you for allowing me to interview the students I requested. Ooh, he's interviewing students, right? Looking for mutants, right? And then you have Reed saying, I've heard of Professor Xavier. He runs some sort of private school in Westchester. And then, of course, Johnny's not paying any attention. He's looking at some of the students, and he's like, she was only a couple of years younger. Or maybe it's one of the teachers. I don't know. They don't really say. And then you have Charles saying to himself, how surprised Richards would be to know that I can read his every thought. Perhaps you can visit me at my school sometime, Dean Mencken. Come, Scott. We must not miss our plane. Of course, that Scott is Cyclops. All right. And then Scott says, too bad our trip here was in vain. Those we tested were not true mutants, right? So they're looking for mutants to bring into the school. Then Reed says, Professor Xavier is reputed to be one of the most brilliant scientists, and yet I never see any published accounts of his findings. Ben says, maybe he ain't a nut for publicity like some rubber-skinned guys I know. And then one of the deans says, I heard he specializes in training gifted youngsters. So then Johnny says, holy cow, Reed, Ben, come running. Look what's shaking in here. He sees this strange shadow. Okay, they go into the next room, and then they're going to meet someone new who's got this, what looks like a robot of some kind of almost like a dinosaur-type creature, right, who walks upright, though. It's only some kind of model. Professor Gilbert, I'd like a word with you. I told you I cannot permit you to carry on your own personal experiments until the semester is ended. Now kindly put a cover over that hideous thing. That's the dean. I'm sorry, Dean Mencken. It's just that I'm so close to completing my experiment, I was too impatient. Reed asks, what is the nature of your experiment, Professor? I'm a biologist specializing in superpowered humans. I'm constructing a creature more powerful than anything that lives, including the Fantastic Four, and for the purpose of research analysis. And then Ben says, the last time I heard a speech like that, Vincent Price was making it. And then Reed is thinking to himself, there's a strange aura of menace about that creature, as though it's waiting to come to life, or waiting for life. So then we cut to a mysterious forest in far-off Transylvania, right, where you got two hunters are out there, and they see some kind of disturbance. All right, they see like the clouds coming out of like a hill, and then an explosion, and then boom, out of nowhere comes a menace that some of you should probably remember if you followed the Fantastic Four. And then that was no ordinary explosion. This is the place where Diablo dwelt. Even now he rises from the depths. I'm free again. After all these months, my potions and my herbs have released me from captivity. The Fantastic Four made the fatal mistake of imprisoning me with my miraculous powders. And now all I need to do is take one powerful pellet from my glove and Diablo will strike again, as described in Fantastic Four issue number 30. So just 5 issues ago. When next I appear, I shall be in America, to the eternal regret of the accursed costume quartet. Wolfgang, do you see that? He vanishes before our very eyes. Wherever the Fantastic Four may be, he will find them, for he is Diablo. Can you guess where he's going to show up next, right? Can you see this all kind of happening right before our eyes? So they're hanging around on campus talking to that Professor Gilbert, right? Ben is showing off his strength, helping him move stuff around and whatnot. Of course, him and Johnny get into a little tussle, as they always do, right? And then, of course, who else do they bump into? That's right, Peter Parker. Because it wouldn't be an issue on a college campus without Johnny Storm and Peter Parker walking into each other. And I'll read you some of the dialogue. It's pretty humorous. Look at that, Shorty. There's another mixed-up looking half pint. That's Ben. I'll bet he's waiting for someone to take his pink little handy and lead him out of here. Uh-oh, there's the thing and that swell-headed torch. Maybe they won't notice me if I walk right by. Johnny says to himself, hey, I know who that is. It's Peter Parker, the guy Dory tried to get friendly with till I put the kibosh on him, as related in Spider-Man number 21, which I think we might have shown you on here. I wonder if he's planning to enroll at State U when he finishes high school. If he does, he better stay out of my way while he's here. And Ben says, say, Sonny, did you see anything of a tall drink of water who looks like his idea of a lot of fun would be to get shipwrecked on a desert island with a slide rule? If you mean Reed Richards, I noticed him on the football field giving a demonstration. By the way, Parker, what are you doing here? I'm not giving out autographs today. That's Johnny. You couldn't pay me to take one of yours, Bird Brain. I came to see about enrolling for next year. But if you're going to be here, forget it. It's like Ben says, hey, I'm the only one who can talk to Torchy like that. Relax, Ben. It makes him feel like a big man because he knows I wouldn't fight with a nobody like him. Peter says to himself, someday you're going to find out who this nobody really is, son, and you'll know it. So then we cut to the football field. Of course, you got, Ben joins in on the fun, right? Of course, squashes everybody. Touchdown. Sue comes in, has fun. So they're having a great time being on campus, hanging out with the football team. But of course, behind the scenes, someone comes driving in, suspicious-looking person. Sue happens to see him, right? She's like, oh, there's something mysterious about going on there. And what does he do? That, of course, is Diablo makes his way onto the campus, meets up with Professor Gilbert, and notices that he's got this thing that he's created. There's the dinosaur man. Oh, Dragon Man, sorry. All right, so he's like, oh, with my powers, the Fantastic Four are here. I came here to defeat them to get my revenge. I can probably put this to use. So, of course, what does he do? He sets his plan in motion. Ben comes busting in. Uh-oh, look who's there. So Ben is like, it's like, holy cow, it's Diablo. You must be the one Sue saw speeding in her car, right? So Sue did notice someone mysterious. The thing, so we meet again. But this time our meeting will be a brief one. Seize him, my pet. Ben's like, now what? Guess what has happened? Of course you know what's happened. Dragon Man has come to life. So here we go, the battle between the Thing and Dragon Man. All right, all of a sudden the rest of the Fantastic Four notice that something's going on. Dragon Man takes flight. They finally notice that Diablo is behind all this, but of course, this Dragon Man creature is pretty formidable. He's like taking the fire, throwing it back. All right. Battling out with the torch. Okay, Reed gets involved. Sue, of course, kind of realizes that he's under the power of something else. She goes, and I think they, so she says everything that, so let me get to where it says, I could have sworn, all right, so when they attack him, she uses her invisible powers, they knock the Dragon Man down. Reed says, so far so good. Without its wing power, you made it come crashing down to earth. She goes, I could have sworn I heard it whimper as it fell, almost like an uncomprehending child, she says. Reed, even if Diablo was responsible, how did he do it? How could he breathe life into a lifeless creature? Nothing is totally lifeless, darling. Wood, stones, the very earth itself all contain living atoms that must have responded to one of Diablo's incredible potions. He's undoubtedly motivated by Diablo's own will. Wait, Sue, don't get too close to him. I must take a chance. I want to try something. Thing comes up. Hey, wait till I tell you what happened. Oh, I see you found out already, huh? She goes, everything that lives is responsive to kindness, to sympathy. Remember the wolves who cared for Romulus and Remus? Remember King Kong's gentleness towards a helpless girl? Sue, what are you doing? No, Reed, stay back. Look, he's stroking my hair. Perhaps we can free him from Diablo's influence. Easy, Sue, easy. Don't make any sudden moves. Who would have believed that? And then, of course, Diablo comes out. And the plans of Diablo are not so easily altered. It's he, a new potion I have thrown to defeat even you. All right, so that's all happening right there. Great Kirby artwork on this particular issue as well. I will say that. Okay. So then, of course, Diablo's spell taking its effect, but then the Human Torch flies overhead, makes all of it go away. Okay, so the hunt is on to find Diablo. Okay, there's Diablo and the Professor. Okay, now Diablo's facing the torch. All right. They're all out there. They're all escaped from his clutches of his potion. And then, of course, as you can imagine, his power over the Dragon Man has stopped. So the Dragon Man trying to get revenge. So now they notice that the Dragon Man saved them from another potion that he was going to throw on them. Dragon Man leaps, grabs Diablo. They're on ice, and they go sinking into the water, frozen. Ben goes down to try and get them. No, can't find them. Dragon Man and Diablo frozen somewhere. Even if Diablo managed to escape, which is a frightening thought, we must hope that the Dragon Man, no longer under his control, is lost forever. Sue says, I pity the poor creature. Rest easy, Richards. I shall remain here. Yes, as long as I live, I'll keep the vigil. It was I who created him. That's Professor Gilbert. And should he ever appear again, I shall destroy him. But you mustn't blame yourself, Professor. It was Diablo who turned a research specimen into a menace. Okay, and then basically they go and get ready to leave the campus. All right, and that part of the story is over. That part of Diablo, that part of Dragon Man is over. But of course, as we would know, the Dragon Man would resurface later on. Here you got some strange tales: Sergeant Fury, tales of suspense, tales to astonish. Upcoming issues. Oh, there's more. Spider-Man, Thor, X-Men, Avengers. Any of you have any of those? I've got 2 of those. Actually, let's see. I think I definitely have the Thor, Journey into Mystery. I don't believe I have that Spider-Man. I don't have that Avengers. I don't have that X-Men. So I only got one of those. All right, and then on the back, give me just one evening and I'll teach you to hypnotize easily. So there you have it, everybody. Inside the cover, Fantastic Four, number 35 from 1965. Oldie. So let us know what you think of this issue, and we'll be back with more stuff here on Comic Book Geezers. Thanks for watching, everybody. Visit us here a couple times a week, right? We're trying to do 3-4 times a week, so when you do, please hit that like button. Please tell your friends. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. And Wild Bill and I will be back in just 2 days. Tune in on a Monday. We've got another fun episode for you, and you'll see some solo episodes from me in between. But lots of good stuff happening here on Comic Book Geezers. So thanks for watching, everybody, as we look at classic comics from the 60s, 70s, and the 80s. Till next time, I am Pete Pardo for Wild Bill here at Comic Book Geezers. See you real soon. Take care. Bye-bye.